What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of our GMC Yukon build videos. So today's video is going to be a fun one because we're going to be taking a dive into our GMC Yukon, trying to figure out everything that is wrong with it. So if you are brand new to the channel, we just recently picked this thing up from auction, sight unseen, for $1,200. So we got it dirt cheap from auction, but you know, with it being from auction, you never really know what you're going to get. And there's definitely quite a few surprises with this thing. This thing to be our shop truck. So it does have the 6-liter, which I guess is pretty rare with these Yukon XLs. It's the 1500. Interior overall in really good shape. We do have the captain's chairs, which is awesome. You can see there's your third row back there with your 3 seats. And you know, with it being an XL, this thing is huge. So this is the start of our new build series with this thing, where we're gonna get it entirely fixed up, completely customize it. And yeah, it'll be used as our shop truck to haul things around, pick up some other cars, pick up car parts, and we have a lot planned with this thing. So it's going to be a ton of fun, but we do have a pretty long road ahead of us with this build. So if you didn't catch our last video of us taking delivery of it, make sure to go check it out. It's a pretty cool one, pretty funny as well. And in today's video, let's start trying to figure out what this thing needs. So we are taking a look at this thing. We got Goober, our mechanic, over here today. Don't mind the mess. We got a lot going on with some other projects. Gonna have him kind of take a look around because he is clearly way more knowledgeable to all of this. So we'll see kind of what he finds. There's some hidden treasures in here for you, so I'm just gonna wait for you to find them.
Hidden treasures, yippee. We got a new alternator, that's nice. All the belts are on there, that's a good start. Talking about hidden treasures. It ain't supposed to have that much oil in it. That's quite a bit of oil.
Yeah, it was leaking really bad from this. Right in this area.
That's gonna need a radiator then. Or well, if it's leaking right here, we might can try and tighten up this fitting. Because based off of the drip pattern, it might just be this barb right here. Or the tank is cracked, but radiators aren't too bad on these.
Is that trans?
Yeah. That's not a terrible color.
That one overfilled too though?
No, we can't actually check it without it warmed up and idling.
Oh, okay.
That just kind of gives us an idea that there is fluid in it and what color it might be. Oh, that's, I mean, that's not great. It's the play that's really not great. It ain't necessarily supposed to do all that. The bolt's still in at the bottom, which means that we're hooked up. It's got newer gaskets on these exhaust manifolds. You can tell because these are not the style from Chevrolet. So somebody's been in here at some point. Looks like they did us a favor and didn't break any of the bolts off. So good. That's cool. These bolts like to break off in the heads. It's got a newer mass airflow sensor. You can tell by the color of the plastic.
Goober has migrated his way to the back.
I found a car key.
What? This is a mopar.
Yeah, I don't think it fits this.
Orange Park Enterprises. Good find. Where'd you find it? Just in the trunk?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna call it here for right now. This battery is dead as a doornail, so really not a whole lot of other diagnosing we can do without getting power to this thing. So I'm gonna go pick up a battery. We're gonna have Goober come back. We'll start this thing, have him listen to everything, see what's going on up there, and then we can get that trunk open and see what else we've got in there. All right, so we are back over. We went and picked up a new battery for this thing. So we're gonna swap this thing out, get the battery placed and get it started. And if you haven't picked one of these things up, we sell these on our website. It's a 10mm ratchet wrench keychain. So it's a perfect thing to have with your keys, and it's great for, you know, small things like disconnecting these batteries. So pick one of these up off of our website and you'll also earn entries into one of our giveaway cars. So you could buy this keychain right here and win one of our custom cars.
All right, we'll get some coolant in there and see how she sounds.
So Goober says he thinks he saw some coolant in the trunk.
Okay, maybe. It should open.
But there's our air suspension.
It's doing things.
Dang, so we can't get the trunk open still?
Looks like it.
Got some coolant.
Green, ready to use.
Well, that would make sense why it looked like water was spilling out down there, because it did not look like coolant.
It's not a great idea to start it with this much oil in there. We'll see how it goes for the one time. It'll get an oil change after soon.
Yeah, we have the oil filter and oil over there, so that'll definitely be one of the first things we do.
Ready?
Yep. Yeah, they did say you got to kind of finesse the key a little bit.
It's a thing with these trucks. They just get like that. Okay, that's not terrible.
What's that?
That's not terrible.
I didn't see any lights on the dash when, I know we just disconnected the battery, so it might take a second to come back, but.
Currently we've got oil pressure. Feels like it's got a little bit of a misfire, maybe an exhaust leak, but it starts up first try and runs pretty good.
You can already see the leak starting to happen right here.
Yeah, it's wet. Okay, so that's the radiator. There's a seal between this plastic and the metal fins. There's a little rubber seal in there that goes bad.
So we need a whole new radiator?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that scary. You know, you're always scared when you get one of these from auction because they tend to make some bad sounds, but this sounds pretty good. Like, it doesn't sound great, but there's no scary sounds.
Yeah.
There's no knocks, no taps, no rattles, and we've got good oil pressure, which is a great bonus.
Uh-oh. What?
That oil leak makes me sad.
Why?
Because it's right at the back of the oil pan. It's either going to be a drain plug, an oil pan gasket, or a rear main seal. And for the rear main seal, you got to take the transmission out of the way.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that's not too bad on these Yukon. If this was something a little smaller, harder to work on, like a Camaro or a Corvette, I would be a lot more sad. Even if this was four-wheel drive, I'd be a little more sad, but with a two-wheel drive Yukon, moving that transmission back isn't too big of a deal.
So you can already see that oil leak right there?
I can see where it's been hitting the floor.
Oh, okay.
But there's still a chance that it could just be valve covers leaking back and dripping down. Because you can see a bunch of oil at the back of this valve cover as well. So I think we start up top, clean everything real well, and see how it goes.
Okay. So headlights are still staying on and they're not supposed to?
Could be. Yeah, I've tried, man.
So now they're on, now they're off.
They're on. All the way?
They're on. No, there's okay. Like the
I
lower
got
dim
you, yeah.
lights are on. All right, so we did a little bit of further digging, and what did you find?
Well, I got to looking, and then I saw that coil pack, the connector's not all the way plugged in, and the bolt's not all the way tight. So I think if we check the rest of the coil packs and make sure they're all plugged in all the way, we might be able to get it to run better.
Get that misfire out of here?
I think it might.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Whole coil pack.
Oh.
The whole pack is just loose.
Which one?
No, this is the whole thing. Somebody has literally been here and not very good.
Oh, the bracket?
Yeah.
No, ours is loose over here too.
These are always really tight, dude.
Mostly on these 6.0s.
Yeah.
They're pretty okay on the rest of them. We're not going to run it long. Can you hook the battery up, Twin?
Yeah.
Hey, winning.
Well, the engine light's back now. That's good.
It's still not happy.
Yeah, it's still missing.
Ooh.
What the heck?
What was that?
Oh, the bag.
Oh. These sight-unseen purchases are honestly so much fun.
They are.
Just always a mystery with them. I want to get one of those giant screens that goes all the way down.
Replace all the climate control too.
Yeah, because we gotta, those buttons don't look too good. Well, they're not bad, but just like the stuff's flaking off.
And then back here we've also got rear AC controls and headphones.
Oh, cool. What are all these things right here?
Those control your screen over here. So like it's telling me change engine oil, I press check mark and it tells me everything else that I need to know. Then like you've got this one that'll do your trip odometer.
Oh, okay.
Fuel range, fuel economy, fuel use, all sorts of cool stuff. Trans temp, that's a good one for towing. V8 mode. That means this is a DOD engine.
Wait, go back to the fuel, the gas mileage.
It's at 11.
We're making 11.8.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
That's with it running bad.
0% oil life remaining.
I guarantee you the dude was driving around with it like this.
None of the tire pressure sensors are currently reading. It's only
engine hours.
That's not right.
No.
Are you able to program a fob for this?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Actually, I think we do it through here.
Dude, I'm pumped for this thing.
So that's not very helpful. It's telling us that we have a misfire. Body control module, battery voltage, ambient light sensor. Lost communication. That all could just be because the battery died. We're gonna turn that off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's better.
Passenger door switch has a lot of the same stuff as the driver's side.
Could be running out of gas, actually.
No, you're so right.
So in layman's terms, what do a lot of these things mean?
So the fact that a lot of these are lost communication and low voltage could just be because the battery got so low. All these ones that have like ECU performance or device malfunction codes, they're a little less likely to be low voltage, but still could be low voltage. So we're just gonna clear everything.
See what comes back?
Should be nothing, we hope.
Oh, there we go. The ECM one's gone.
I'd love it if it told us why it was misfiring or which cylinder or literally anything to go on.
I know. So we basically have nothing to go off of.
We know it's missing. We can figure out where it's missing, but the computer
From
won't
what?
make it easy.
Testing the compression or?
Pulling plug wires.
Pulling plug wires, seeing which one changes it. Okay, that's the only code that came back, and we know why.
Yeah, it's got radio in it.
That's it?
That's all that came back.
She's going up again.
I mean, there's no lights on the dash. Wow, so we had one code come back.
See if it runs like crap still. Yeah.
Equally as bad.
Yeah.
Should I test this out?
If you want to.
I know, I'm kind of
Well,
scared.
it's inside, might as well. I mean, we're in.
Oh,
Nope, go back up.
okay, we'll leave that.
Yeah, we'll mess with that later. Might need some silicone. No, yeah,
No,
let's do it like
touch it,
this
touch it.
charge.
All right, well, not too bad. Pretty good start. Gonna,
Yeah.
you know, get the stuff
Wrap it up.
sorted out. It sounds like a lawnmower.
You see the freaking speedometer?
Yeah, that happens a lot with these GM products. It's because the sensors in the transmission,
Yeah.
there's enough rolling.
Whoa.
That's so much fuel.
The tack died.
Crank sensor. Crank sensor.
These instrument clusters are also notorious for going bad. Okay, well now I want to sweep that gauge.
It's about to die. Nope.
IPC. Gauge sweep.
What does a gauge sweep do?
Make small move.
It should just do it. Bink.
Crank
Ah.
sensor.
Well, that's
That's insane. That's insane. The crank sensor just went bad. That's crazy, bro. What the heck?
So we need a crank sensor
Yeah.
too?
if it's a crank sensor, it shouldn't start,
That's true.
or it should set a code.
But it did the gauge sweep.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I'll scan it again.
This thing's gonna run out of gas. We should probably turn it off.
It's definitely about to run out of gas.
Yeah, we sure did get a crank sensor code.
Uh-huh.
That's so weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, when the tack quits working.
Okay, passed and failed. Passed this ignition cycle, so when we revved it up, it failed, and it has since passed. Works enough, but not good.
Oh, is that the top glass?
Okay, that's something.
That's cool. Does it stay? A little?
Kinda.
Let's see what we got in here. Just barehanding all this stuff.
Oh yeah. Dash camera, and it feels like it's in there.
Cool. Nice little find.
We've got the floor mats. Got a couple funnels in there, a couple more funnels in there. 19mm wrench, head gaskets.
That's a head gasket set?
Yeah, it's head gaskets. That's a little scary, but some hard hats, and this box says Detroit axle on it. I wonder what kind of stuff we got in there. Brakes. Looks like rear rotors. No pads though.
So literally just some rear rotors?
Rear rotors.
Okay, well I'll take it.
Absolutely, I'll take it.
We'll get some front rotors and then all of the new pads, so we'll get some new brakes on this thing as well. So parts list wise, what do you think this thing, just right off the bat, first guess is it's gonna need?
Offer it, we want to do a tune-up, so plugs, wires. We want to replace that leaky hose. That's going to be one heater hose. It's going to need a radiator, so that's a radiator.
Yeah.
And we want to do an oil change on it so that we can ensure the proper fill level. I say we start with valve covers to address the oil leak, because like I said, if it's leaking back and down, that could give us the same symptoms.
Moist on everything.
These engines are just good at leaking oil.
Yeah.
It looks like we might have our valley plate leaking as well.
And then we'll go hit up a junkyard.
This is what I
fender,
need.
door. I wonder how much these things can tow. Do you want to look it up real quick? Do you have your phone?
8,000 pounds.
And like for road trips, we could all load up in this thing, go pick up a car.
Oh yeah.
We can put a TV in it. Yeah.
Yeah. This thing,
I need 10 TVs in the Yukon expeditiously.
It's not an expedition.
yeah, no, I actually am really excited for this thing.
Evac is right here.
Yeah. Safety.
Oh,
car.
brand new, man.
Yeah, it is brand new. Well, little tumbles here and there.
I think you got it on backwards.
It feels like I have it on backwards, but it looks like I have it on forwards.
So overall, how would you say this thing's looking?
You know, it could be a lot worse. This is not too bad. Once it holds coolant, I do want to test the head gasket just because of how much coolant it's leaking and the fact that there were new head gaskets in the back of it. So we're gonna see how that goes. We've got a pretty decent oil leak, but that's also very typical of these engines. But we're gonna see what we can do to fix that and give it a nice little tune-up.
You had a misfire on there. And then from those codes, what, it was throwing one for the crank sensor? Or
Yeah, it decided it did not like the crank sensor anymore, so we're gonna get a new one of those put in here. But I think after all that, she'll purr like a kitten.
Let's go. So hopefully in our next video when we start tackling this stuff, you think there's a chance it'll be drivable.
I think so. If
Okay.
we fix all that and get a tire on it.
So how would you rate this pickup on a scale of 1 to 10?
1 to 10, this is a solid 7.
Solid 7. All right. So this is going to wrap it up for today's video. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you are excited for our GMC Yukon build. Make sure you're staying tuned for our next video because once again, we are going to dive into all of that stuff, try to get this thing running. Also, make sure you're staying tuned for our Jeep delivery video. So we're actually all the way up in Virginia right now. You can see how cold it is from my breath. So that is something we're not used to being down in Florida. We are delivering the Jeep to Kinroy, the winner of the giveaway. And then we are driving back down and we are getting the Magnum wrapped. So we have a lot of other content coming to the channel, but thank you all again for watching. We'll catch you all this upcoming Monday for the Jeep delivery video, and we'll catch you guys next Thursday for our Magnum exterior transformation.